nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars make me dream.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Welcome to the Knowledge Point IT viewers. Today we are going to demonstrate and learn about how to create the to-do list using the JavaScript. As well as we are going to use the HTML and CSS also, but mainly we are using the functionality of the creation using the JavaScript. Before starting the coding, I need to give the brief idea about the project that I am going to create, that is the to-do list. The project name is to-do list. It is a web-based application I am going to create using the language that I already mentioned, that is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This is the layout that I am going to create. In this manner, I am going to create the to-do list panel. Actually, to-do list, we are making our future action and we are checking those actions upon our daily routine. So, actually, this is the way to add the task by clicking the checkbox. If you want to delete the task, you can cancel the task, and if you want to add the new task, you need to click on the add button. By clicking the add button, we can add the task. By clicking the delete button, we can delete the task. So that's the case. Actually, in this case, I'm not sure to close the task. I just show by clicking the checklist, and after we are clicking the delete button, the task will be removed. The added task will be removed. So before start the coding, let I discuss about the features of my web application. The main function of the to-do list is add task. User can add task by entering the task name in the input field, which means the text field. Then the user need to click that button, then only the task will be added upon the created task list. The another thing is displayed is the added task will be displayed under the display task. It will be displayed on the list on the page. Another thing is mark task as completed. User can mark the task as completed by clicking the checkbox. And user also use the remove task option. User can click on the delete button and remove the task. And user also can use the save task, which means added task will be saved in a default manner. So those are the features that I'm going to create. Let me discuss about the tools and technologies. I'm going to use the three languages, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. HTML need to create the structure of the web page. There is no any of the color creations will not commence by using the HTML. That's why I'm going to use the CSS. If you prefer any language rather than CSS Bootstrap, you can use the Bootstrap also instead of CSS. Here I'm using CSS to style on the page and make it visually appealing. And then we are using the JavaScript, the main function, the following features: add display marks, mark task, remote task. Those function uh, happening and implemented through the JavaScript code. So we can add interactive web page and implement our web page, and we can add and remove several tasks to the to-do list functionality by using the JavaScript. I move to the demonstration. I'm going to use the Visual Studio Code that I'm going to create the new folder under my desktop. Right click on that and I'm create the new folder that I'll name that folder as to do. Just click on that folder, then select the folder. Here I need to create 3 files, that is the HTML file, JavaScript file and the CSS file. First I am creating the HTML file. I name to do to my file as to do. This is HTML file, that's why I provide the HTML extension. Then I need to create another file, that is JavaScript file. I put the name for as javascript.js, which means JavaScript file. I'm going to create the CSS file. I'm going to name that CSS to my CSS file, that is style. You can provide any name as your preference. I'm providing the name as style. This is the CSS, that I put the extension as .css. I have created 3 files: script.js, style CSS, to do HTML. First, I do the coding part in the HTML because HTML is the page that follow up and create the skeleton to my web page. So let us use the HTML file. This is the shortcut to get the template. Here I'm going to change the title. My title is to-do list. Let us save that. I just changed the title. I'm going to run this code. I'm using the live server. You can insert this live server through the plugins. And just right click on that. Yeah, I have changed the title as to-do list. That's why we are getting this tab with the to-do list heading. I'm going to move to the body part. Under this body part, I'm going to set the header tag. Under this header tag, I'm going to use the h1 tag. Under this h1 tag, I'll put the name as to-do list. Just save that. Sorry for the disturbance. I'm going to check this browser. Yeah, I got the result. I just put the heading for my whole web page, to-do list. Then I'm going to create the form because I'm going to create the to-do list form. That's why I'm using the form tag to create the form. Here I don't need any action. I need to particularly identify my form. That's why I put the ID to identify my form. So I put ID as add task form because this is a form to add task. That's why I put this name. You can put any of the name as your preference. Then I'm going to create under this form tag, inside of the form tag, I'm going to insert the text field. That this text field need to input the text. So I'm using the input class input here. the user need to input the text. That's why we need to take the type as a text. Here also I need to put the ID for my identification. This is the task input, that's why I put task input. Then this is the placeholder, which means this is like a label. Under this placeholder, the user will understand what he or she need to insert upon the text box. So I'll put the placeholder at desk. Yeah, just save and go to my web page. Here you can see. Yes. Another thing that I want to do is I need to put the button. Here I need to use the type equal submit. The button name is add. After ending of the form, I need to create the list. I'm going to create the unordered list. Under this unordered list, I need to, for my identification, I need to create the ID. Here, this is the list for the created task view list. I'm providing the name as task list. And yeah, just save and look. This is the button. Yeah, all have done. I need to link those files there, which means the JavaScript file and the CSS file. So I'm going to attach my CSS file for my styling. This is the place. This is the place to attach my CSS file. Inside of the head tag, I can attach my file. Here I'm going to link my CSS file. CSS file name is style.css. I've attached my CSS file. And I need to link my JavaScript file. Under the body tag, I'm going to attach my JavaScript file using the script tag. Here within the script tag, I'm going to pass the source link. Here the JavaScript file name is script.js. Script.js. Yes, I provided. Now I have completed the coding under the HTML file. Let us move to the CSS for a styling part. Actually, I need to start with the body, which means the whole web page. And to start the styling part for my body. Inside of the body tag, I need to provide the font family, font. You can prefer as per your convenience any of the font. I'm going to provide the margin. I set the margin as 0. I'm going to set the padding as 0. Let us check. Yeah, the font has been changed. The margin also aligned. Then I need to design my heading, which means header part. So I'm going to use the header tag. I'll provide the background color blue. I'll provide the blue. under this color. Context, I provide this, and I'm providing the padding, the 20 picture. Yeah, yes, just check on that. Yeah, now you can look on that. You can inspect here and check the coding as well. Yeah, then I need to set the color for my H1, set the margin for my H1 heading tag. So I provide the margin as 0. Then I need to provide set my form. That's why I'm using the form tag. Here I'm set the margin 20 pixel. Let's look on the change. Just close that. Yeah, it has been settled for as per the margin 20 pixel. Then I need to set my input fields, which means this input fields, the text box. So I'll go to that. Yeah, the input, because we are represent the input. Here the input type is text. Type equal here input text. Yeah. And here I'm providing the padding 10 pixel, font size 16 pixel. Then I provide the border. It should be none. Then border radius. I'll set 5 pixel. Then I need to provide the margin. I'll move to right, because it should be in my right hand. That's why I put right and put the 10 picture. Let I look on the change. Yeah, it has been settled. Yes, then I need to, here the type should be, that's the error, I guess. Here you can, yeah, the text box has been visible. Yeah, I need to set the color for my button. Actually we are having only one button. That's why I don't need to provide the button by indicating the ID or a class name. I can straightly use the button tag, and I'm using the padding. Here padding, use the 10 picture. Then I'm using the font size for my button text. It should be at button. The font size should be 16 pixel. I need to set the background color. The background color of my button charges. You can provide any of the name and to provide the color. Color should be white assure. Then I need to provide the border. I'll provide none. Then I need to provide the border radius. I'll put 5 pixel, and I need to provide the cursor. Yeah, I'll put the cursor point. Yes. Just save my, and yeah, This is the button. You can check by clicking on that button. The page will be refreshed, which means that is the button. Yeah. Then I need to set the design for the unordered list. So list style should be none. Then the padding should be 0. Then the margin should be 10 pixels. Yeah, let us put the margin also 0. It's fine. That's why I put this. I'm going to use the list tag. Inside the unordered list, we are going to use the list tag. That's why I put list. It should be flags, which means each parts need to have the space between each of the segment. I'm going to use the justify content to justify the space between line items. I'm going to use the lines. Set. I'm going to use the padding. I'm going to use the border bottom. Solid. You can use any color. I think solid. White. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I completed the CSS code. And here, the another part I need. I'm going to use the list. Here under this list, that is the last child, which means last of the list should be border. No, border bottom. And I put none. Just I have completed my CSS part. Yeah, I'm going to move to the JavaScript part. Here I'm going to write the functionality to my add task button. So I'm going to get the form and list the elements from the domain. So I'm going to create a variable. Just put any of the name for my form to get the DOM. For my DOM, I'm going to use the document dot get element by ID. Here, I need to copy and paste the ID of my form. ID. This is the ID of my form. So just I copy and paste it. Sorry, here. Yeah. Sorry, and yeah. Then another thing, I need to create another variable for my task list. So just I create as task list equal. Here I'm doing the same things. Document dot get element by ID. And here is also I need to copy and paste the ID of my task list. This is my task list. Which is my task list? This is my task list. This is my ID of my task list. just copy on that and paste it here. Just save it. That. Okay, I have list all my elements from the down. Then I need to add the event listener to the form to optimize the action by submit button, which means by clicking the add button. So I'm going to use the add event listener class. Here I'm going to use the form variable and use add event listener function here. Under this function, the type of my button is submit. Yes. So I just copy and paste my submit button type. Here I'm going to use the function, and to get the event I'm using create the variable that is event. And here, yeah. Actually here I'm going to call the event function and use the prevent default method and call this method to click the button, add button. And then I need to create another variable that is to get the input from the user. That's why I create the variable as task input. And here also I'm going to do the same thing. Document dot get element by ID, and inside of the here I'm going to copy and paste the ID of the text field. Yeah, I just copied and pasted here. Then I need to create any the variable to enter the task name. Just put the name as task name. Then only we will identify easily. Here I'm going to use the task input because we are getting the task name into the task input as a value. So I'm using the value. Here I'm using the simple value. I just use the value. And another thing that I want to do is I need to use the if condition to check the task name. Inside of the if condition, I'm going to use the function that I need to create later. I just name the function as add task. Inside of the add task function, I am using the task name and check the task name. Yeah, this is the part. Add the task to the list by using this function, and then just click the enter, and I'm using the task input dot value. Here I need to provide the value for my input. This will be used to clear the input field. That's why I put in the empty inverted comma. And I need to enter the whole thing, I think. That's why functions with task name should be within the bracket. Would you say that? Then I need to create the function to add the task to the list. The function, I have already created the function. I'm using this function, so I need to create the function in this under this name. Just copy and paste. Then I need to provide the space And here I'm using the task name. Under the task name, I need to create a new list item element and at the task name as it's the text content. So I need to create the variable as li, and I'm using the document dot create element. This one. Under this, I'm going to use the list ID. And so and here I'm using the li. I use the text content because I need to enter those text under the text name. So task name. Yeah. I'm getting the text content under the task name. Then I need to create the checkbox and element and add to the list item. I forgot to create the text box here. So I need to create the text box. So just put the input, that is the checkbox. Provide the name, check, IDs, check box inside of the ID. Just check whether it's added or not. Yeah, it has been added. Then I move to the script file, and here I need to create the checkbox element and add it to the list item. So I need to create the variable for my checkbox, where I create the check box. This is the variable name, document dot I'm going to use the document create element. Here is the input field. So I just put the input. Checkbox type. The variable dot, and here the type is the type. With the type equal checkbox. Check its checkbox name, checkbox. For name also checkbox. Here I need to put the dot. I have mistaken. Okay. Then I need to pass in this checkbox into the list. So insert before. I'm going to use the insert before function. Insert before. Under this function, I'm going to pass checkbox list dot first child, which means first from the list. That's why I'm putting the first child. Then I'm going to create the delete button element and add it to the list item. So I need to create the variable for the delete button. Delete. I put the variable name as delete button button equal document dot create element, and here I'm using, this is the button, that's why I provide the button. I'm going to use the delete button, and here the action is the text content should be delete. So before that I need to create the delete button here. Here I need to change the type as delete. Here also provide the name as delete. Yes, visualize on that. Yeah, I have changed the delete button. And here, another thing that I want to do under this code, that is the name is delete. So I'll provide the delete. The delete. Yeah, just capitalize. I just copy on that and paste it here. Save that. And I have completed delete. I need to append the child because the list should be deleted. So the method I'm going to use is append child, which helps to delete the list. Append child, and here I'm going to pass the delete button. Yeah, then I need to add event listener to the checkbox and delete button elements. So I have already created the checkbox. So I'm using the add event listener. Here use the click function. So we are using the function. Here the function. This is the function. So under this function, list should be class list should be. We need to toggle that the task completed. No, I'm using the completed. Here the list. I'm providing the ID to my test task. Now complete. Just copy and paste it here. For my verification, I just copy and paste it here. I need to close this. Yeah. Then I need to use this for the delete button. I use this for that button. I need to use the same thing for my delete button. But you won't listen. I'm using the click function. Inside of the click function, I need to use the task list dot remove because we are removing by clicking the delete button. The task list should be removed. So remove child. This. So remove child inside of this. It should be removed from the list. So we need to pass the list parameter. So that's the part. And I need to add the list item to the task list. So I need to use the task list dot append child function. Inside of this, need to add from the task list. I just cut and paste under this. Yeah. Then I need to use the loop because I need to loop through any saved tasks in local storage and add them to the list because we are saving multiple tasks. So I'm going to use the for loop here. So I'm using the for loop. I'm creating a variable as well, and I put I is equal 0, and I am checking whether the local storage length for my increment part I using I++, and here another thing that is yes I is equal 0. I'm checking the I need to check the I. But I'm using the for loop I is equal 0. Then I need to check. I need to put the column. Yeah. Then I'm going to create another variable that is task name. The task name equal local storage. Here I'm going to get the item under the task. Here after I need to provide the I to looping another task. Here the part that is I am going to use the if condition. Inside of the if condition I am going to use the same thing, the task name. Check the task name whether it is already have add or not. Then only add task function will commands and the task name will be added upon the list. So this is the concept. And this is the concept. I need to add more thing. to save the list tasks to local storage when the page is unloaded. So I need to provide the code to save the task. So I'm using the add event listener. Here I am using the unload function. Here I'm using the function. So I need to remove that. To provide this inside of the, I'm going to use the follow. Just copy and paste and change this. And change the follow. And here I need to change this as task list. And here I need to erase the children dot length, getting the children length, and here the increment part is same. Under this I need to create another variable that is task name. We already created, so equal task list dot children. Inside of this array, I'm going to pass the I position. And here I'm going to pass the other text content, getting, and then I'm going to use the local storage and set the item by using this method. Here the task. So I'm using the plus by I. Here I need to pass the task name. Enter it. Here I need to end the part. So this is the thing that should I mistaken where. Yeah. I need to put this curly bracket. Yes, I just completed my all coding. Just save all. And go to the page. Yeah, I'm going to add the task. Yes, like this. Office work. Yeah, it should be added. Then I'm using another task that is reading book. Reading book. Just click. Yeah, reading. If you want to delete, yeah, you can refresh the page. If you want to add any task, need friend. Yeah. So you can inspect those and identify it. Those areas through this web page also. I hope you understand how to create the to-do list using the JavaScript, HTML and CSS. So let me meet in another project creation. So please watch our channel. We can provide many of your ideas, project ideas through the Knowledge Find IT. Thank you. Bye bye.